you everyone for joining today for our transition to college series. But today we're going to be talking about career success. As part of being a 10,000 Degrees college student, you are going to be able to have access to all the offerings of career success. So we're here to talk about that today. So thank you for joining, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, and we'll get started with some brief introductions. I'll get started myself. So my name is James DeHady. I'm the manager of Black Student Career Success on our Career Success team. I've been with the organization for about 4 years, actually, but I have been on this team specifically since June of last year. So happy to be here, and I think I'll pass it off to Saga.
Hi everyone, my name is Saga Pusorguedes. I am a career success manager. I have been with 10,000 Degrees for a very long time, but I'm very excited to show you all the information and what we have to offer for the rest of your college years. I'll pass it on to Anne.
Great. Hi, everyone. So nice to meet you. My name is Anne Schnorr. I'm the Director of Career Success, and I love to geek out about all things career. So we are really excited to get to know you this year and support you with jobs and internships and resumes and so much more. So nice to meet you all and looking forward to the months to come. I'll pass it along to Rodrigo.
Hi everyone, my name is Rodrigo Vasquez and I joined ThinkAD about 3 months ago now, but I'm excited to be here and I really enjoy supporting students in here.
Team for introducing yourselves. All right, so just an idea of what we're going to be talking about today. Kind of like I said just a few moments ago, we're going to be talking about everything that we offer in regards to career success. So we'll give a little bit of an overview of that. We'll talk about the workshops and events. We'll be showing you guys our website that has a bunch of great resources that can help you with your career readiness journey as you're going through college. We'll also show some of the internships and opportunities that we have. Also talk about our great career mentor program that's also going to be of great benefit to you during your college years. And we'll end it with some tips for year one of college. And so basically the goal that we have for you by the end of today is that you have an understanding of what we offer as a team from Career Success. So I think we can move on to the next slide. I think that's Saga.
Okay, so there we go. All right. So I want you all to picture this. I want you all to you're already in college, it's your first year, your second year, and you're like, oh wait, I want to apply for an internship, or I want to apply for jobs, or I need help reviewing my resume and cover letter. That's where we come in. So a couple of things that we can offer to all of the students that are coming in are the following. We have career workshops and events that we're going to show in a little bit what they entail and what they mean. And so you can join those careers workshops and events. They happen a couple of times a month for the fall semester and the same for the spring semester. They go from how to build your resume to how to apply to internships, how to apply to grad school. So all of the good things that you might question in the next couple of years in college. The other one that I talked about is access to exclusive internships in the career program. So again, you might want to do an internship in finance or an internship with the environment. So we have you covered and we'll show you where you can go and find it. Highly recommend that you all should apply for an internship because that will give you the experience and have you gain the knowledge of that certain position if you want to go for it in college. The other one is the career mentoring program, which we're going to give you a live demo of the career mentoring program. Pretty much what it means, we have about 100+ professionals in a platform for you to access, whether it's a long-term mentorship program or you want to have a one-on-one with a mentor to take a look at your resume or mock interview, whatever you might need for your careers, we have that for you. The other one is we have a lot of things to promote. We have internships, we have events, and all of those amazing things. And so we have a career newsletter that goes out to all of the college students, 10,000 Degrees college students, which promotes jobs and events, and it goes out twice a month. So make sure that you take a look at you check your email, right, for these newsletters that are coming your way starting very soon. And then the other one is 101 career advising. At any point, you kind of still don't know what you want to do. You don't know if you want to talk to a mentor, or kind of you just want to ask questions. You can always email us, because we are here to support you all on anything that might gonna be in regards to what internships to apply to. I don't know what to do with my careers, because we've all been there. I don't know what to study. So it's something that we can definitely help you gonna set that goal in the future. So again, feel free to reach out to us if you don't know where to start, you don't know who to contact, because we can guide you in the right direction. Right, and then I'll pass it on to, oh, here we go. And so the next thing is the careers and events that I was talking about. So these are the ones that are coming up this fall. So the first one that we have in August is the applying for grad school and professional school. So if that's you, kind of like after you graduate from college, or you just want to know information, that's something you can attend. The next one that I highly recommend everyone to attend is the internship info and application session. This is where you get to find out what internships are good, but also what internships are good for freshman students as well. Because even though there are a couple of them, it's not a big amount of, because they normally require second years or third year students. But to say the least, there are some internships that will show in a little bit that are meant for kind of first year students in college. The other one that I also highly recommend, I highly recommend for you all to attend all of these, but the other one is the compelling resumes and cover letter, because we all need a resume, we all need a cover letter, whether you are applying to a job, an internship, or kind of a job after college, you need a resume and cover letter. So I highly recommend that you attend, because we get to show you what a resume looks like, how to edit your resume, and if you need one-on-one with us, that's something that you can do as well. The other one is an in-person finance career day that will gonna give you more information as we go for the fall semester. And then the other big one that we like to really have our students attend is a LinkedIn 101. If you don't have LinkedIn, highly recommend that you create an account. If you don't know how to, you can reach out to us. But if you do have LinkedIn and you still don't know how to work your LinkedIn, we have a LinkedIn 101 webinar on November 5th from 5 to 6 p.m. And we'll have 2 more in the spring if you can't attend that one. Everyone who attends gets to learn about LinkedIn, how to kind of promote yourself on LinkedIn, but also how to add all of your experience on LinkedIn as well. And everyone who attends gets a free LinkedIn premium account that's worth about $500, and you get it for a full year for free. So again, these are a couple of the events and workshops that we have coming up for the fall. And then we're gonna give you the information how to access all of them and how to sign up for all of them for the fall semester. All right, thank you. And then I'll pass it on to James to go over the Career Success website.
Okay, great. So we kind of want to go ahead and talk about the Career Success website that we have, which is a very great resource that we recommend for you all to use. So some of y'all probably have not maybe navigated to that part of the website yet, but if you are going to be doing so, what you'd want to do is you'll go to the website, which is 10,000degrees.org. And if you hover over to students and alumni, you'll see that if you go down in this last column under alumni resources and click on career resources right here, you'll be able to be navigated to our Career Success website. So basically, this is our hub for all things career success, all things that are related to the work that we're doing to help you guys as students to be kind of preparing yourself career-wise during your college years to be ready for the workforce after college. So basically, if we scroll down here, we can kind of take a look at some of the things that we have. So we have the career resources that are right here. We have some information about our career mentoring program right here as well. And then we have a bubble right here that's dedicated to our workshops and events. If we take a second to scroll down, we see that we have several bubbles that are here. So we got about 6 bubbles that are right here. They're kind of have like different titles, and they're kind of geared towards different things. So let's take launch, for example, taking a second to explore maybe different careers and identify career interests. This is something that could probably help a lot of you guys right here who are maybe not exactly too sure of what's going to be your career of choice in the coming years. So if we want to, we could go ahead and take a second, just click on that. Just wait for it to load a little bit. And we can go here and it'll basically take us to launch. And also some of the bubbles that you saw on the previous page, they're basically all right here as well. But if we were just to take a second and look at Launch, you can see that it is basically telling us that we can explore different careers and identify career interests. So if we wanted to, we could go ahead and take a career assessment to learn about those careers that could be of interest to us, and also, explore those different career paths that are available. I do want to kind of go back and show you a different way of being able to kind of see some of these items right here. If you go up and go to the career resources tab or bubble right here. Let's see, I think the page is taking a second to load. There we go. Yeah, so if you go ahead and click on career resources right there, this is another pretty good way of seeing a lot of resources that are geared towards maybe like really specific aspects of career readiness. So for example, we have, career exploration. We have, looks like the page is being a little funky, but let me see if I can go back one page to show. 1 second here. Okay, let's see if we can try another tab to work out a little better. All right, let's try it again. So if we go to career resources, okay, all right. So as we were saying right here, basically, yeah, we have a bunch of different bubbles that are dedicated towards different aspects. So for example, if we kind of wanted to get some information about jobs and internships, or if we wanted to get some more information about interview preparation or workplace communication, we also have some really great tabs with information dedicated to undocumented students, or maybe students who have perhaps, maybe like neurodiverse, that kind of thing. We have some great information right there. Let's just say for a second, we are interested in the career exploration aspect. Let's just go ahead and take a look at that. As you see right here, we can basically go here and get a bunch of great information that is dedicated towards career exploration. So this is some of the stuff that is listed right here. But one of the really good things that you can do too, sorry guys, seems like page is not cooperating too much today, but if we wanted to maybe take a look at maybe some really specific aspects. So let's say, for example, I wanted to take a look at the self-assessment. I can click on that specifically. And when I scroll down, it's going to give me all the things that are basically dedicated towards the self-assessment. And then if I wanted to maybe take a look at college majors as well, click that. It's going to give me some of the topics that we have in regards to college majors. Okay, and so then with that being said, basically, that's basically a pretty good idea of what we have available on the actual career website. But the other thing as well is that we obviously have access to the portal. So if you go ahead and click on the student and alumni portal login right here, it's going to take you to get logged into the portal. So basically, this is what your homepage of the portal is going to look like. The My 10KD scholarships is going to apply for if you're taking care of anything related to your scholarships, but some of the tabs that kind of apply more to us with career success is if you go ahead and click on opportunities right here, I can go ahead and click on browse opportunities, and we can start to take a look of what we have that's available. Just starting kind of right here, you can see that if I wanted to do a filtered search for some maybe specific career fields or just kind of specific interests, I can go ahead and do that. So maybe, for example, if I was interested in finance or marketing, I could go ahead and do that. Also, for example, if I knew that I was looking for opportunities that maybe didn't require work authorization, I could go ahead and do that as well. If I knew that I was looking for stuff that is dedicated towards community college students, I could do that as well. So that's a really great way of being able to find stuff that maybe suits you better. But just kind of for the purpose of today's presentation, I'll just go ahead and show view all opportunities. And this will basically show everything that we have that is on the portal. Now, as you see right here, it does say 75. We don't have 75 opportunities that are currently open right now, but that 75 is basically meaning all the stuff that we kind of have right now that's cycling throughout the year in terms of different application cycles. So what I would like to show you guys right now is that we have the status, application open, deadline, and the location. If we just take a look at the status, we can see that we have actually 4 or 5 applications open currently that are accepting applications. You'll notice that if you are looking at this throughout the year, once an application or some sort of internship is getting to maybe within a week or within a couple of days of the deadline, you'll see that it'll change colors and it'll say application closing soon. And once it gets to the application deadline, it's basically past it, it'll say no longer accepting applications. And then we have right here, application open, the date it opens, you'll have the deadline, and then you'll have the location. So the location is a really good idea, or a really good way of being able to kind of help determine where an internship is happening. So maybe you can kind of make the appropriate decision of where you need to be, or if it would be appropriate for you to maybe look at the internship based on where you're located. So let's just take a look, for example, at this internship that we have right here for the SRJC Foundation, just as an example. And as you can see, it gives us some of the application information right here, showing us that it accepts application, the open date, and the deadline. And it's giving us some of the information like the salary that could be paid. So we can see that for this, it's between $16.50 to $17.50 an hour. We see the location, and then kind of like what I was mentioning a few moments before about some of the tags, we can see that this is going to be good for community college students. So maybe someone else who's like interested in communications, nonprofit, or the social sector, and social justice. And this right here is where you can really get a lot of information about the actual internship itself. So giving us that overview and the internship description and the duties and responsibilities and so on and so forth. And some of this information is kind of like what we had up here before. Now, when it comes to the actual part of applying, if I were interested in going ahead and applying right here, I won't go ahead and go through all of it, but I could go ahead and click right here and follow the steps that come after this to basically go ahead and apply. Now, the one thing we do want to mention is that just kind of doing some of this stuff right here, like, you know, putting in your phone number and putting in your professional email, that's not the full part of it necessarily. You do have to go through all the steps to be able to get the actual information of what to do to be able to apply. So for some of the internships that we have or opportunities that we have, in some cases, they will basically kind of direct you to a website that is going to be the official website for the internship partner or whatever host organization that we have. And that's going to be basically the way that you continue with your application. In some cases, it might be like a resume or cover letter that you're going to be able to submit to us for us to be able to kind of process your application. So it can kind of differ, but make sure that whenever you get to this part, you go through all the steps to make sure that you are fully submitting your application or fully filling it out, because just putting in your phone number and email is not the full part of the application yet. I think that's about it for that part as well. And then let's also go ahead and take a look at some of our events right here. So this is our events tab that shows the basically virtual events that we do throughout the course of the school year, or the semester, I should say. And this is what we have. Well, some of the stuff is for some stuff in regards to success, but if we just want to go ahead and take a look at the stuff that we have down here, this one right here doesn't exactly apply to you guys at the moment, but just for example of what it would look like. If, for example, you were going to be applying for or attending something like this during the school year, you could go ahead and click on this, and then you'd be able to go and click on the registration link for Zoom, and you'd be able to just fill it out, and you'd be registered for the event right there. And I think that's about it for the events. But the other thing I do want to mention, which Saga will actually be going into detail about later on, is that if you are interested in participating in the Career Mentor program, you will actually go ahead and click right here on the Career Mentor tab and fill out this mentee interest form. And then we will receive that form and we'll kind of continue the process to get you onto the platform. And I think that's about it for what I wanted to mention right now. So I'm gonna stop screen sharing and I think yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna stop sharing right here and we'll go back to the presentation to finish up with a few more slides. Just kind of give you guys an idea of some of the opportunities that we have right here. So if you, well, basically being a first-year student, there are some opportunities that we have that you guys can actually participate in. And we have had some students who have participated in these throughout the school year. So one of the things that I can mention right here is Health Career Connection. So what they do is they're basically a nonprofit that connects students who are BIPOC, low income, to summer internships in roles that are considered to be kind of non-clinical. So it's not anything that would be like patient facing in a sense, like you wouldn't exactly be working with people, but you'd be maybe doing like certain projects with maybe different like agencies and things of that nature. This is a really good opportunity that we've had a few students participate in, and we have a few students actually participating in for the summer right now, actually. The other one that we have is Opportunities for All. We call it OFA for short. And this one is for students who are, I believe it's students who are from San Francisco or who go to school in San Francisco. And it's basically a great opportunity that provides youth an opportunity to have exposure to different career paths through these paid internships. And you can have the option of maybe working for some sort of private company or a city agency or other kind of like local nonprofits. And they really have like a vast amount of different career paths that you could choose. I've seen finance, I've seen government, I've seen stuff in the medical field as well. So this is another really great opportunity that is open later in the school year as well. Next slide, please. All right, and then the final two I have to mention as well. We have the STRAW program as well, which is an 8-week program in conservation. That's for community college students. And this is for basically restoration science, environmental justice, kind of focusing on those pathways. And it takes place in Petaluma. And the last one that we have is for Young Community Developers, YCD CityWorks. This one is also located in San Francisco, and it provides underrepresented minorities exposure to different career fields, architecture, law, political science, and just a lot of more stuff. As a matter of fact, we actually have a student who's participating in a internship at the moment right now, and she's working for Triple Bar Bio in San Francisco, and she is actually working in a lab on animal cells. I actually just heard about this week, and I thought it was a very cool opportunity. So that's just kind of showing the possibilities that are available through these internship partners that we have. So if any of that kind of interests you, definitely would suggest that you go ahead and check it out once the application cycles open up later in the year. But I think that's about it for me. I think I'll pass on to Saga. Oh, actually, I think it's still me, right? Okay. Yeah. So then actually, this is also the QR code for basically checking out the student portal. So you can go ahead and feel free to scan that. And this is where you'll be able to see all the opportunities that open throughout the year. Kind of like I said before, we have that 75 that was on the portal. They're not all open right now, but they're open at some point throughout the school year. So, if you see something that interests you, definitely feel free to check it out later in the year and you'll be able to have the chance to apply. And if you ever need our support, definitely come to us for any support. Next slide, please. All right, and the other thing that we have as well is our newsletter. So our newsletter goes out on the first and third Tuesday of every month. And the newsletter is a really great opportunity to see all the opportunities that we have coming up for the month. We usually have things that are going to be, have like an application deadline within a certain month posted on these newsletters. So we really suggest that you check it out and see all the things that we have available. We also don't necessarily put just the things on the portal, on the newsletter. We have a bunch of different resources that we try to put under as well. So we definitely try to make it a very well-rounded, sort of like a really well-rounded kind of thing that you guys can be able to benefit from and get a lot of information to basically help inform your next steps. And then I'll pass it off to Saga.
All right. Oops. All right. All right. So now what I want to focus on that James kind of touched on is the mentorship program and what it can do to you. So next slide, please. So what is the mentorship program? If you already have a mentor, let's say from high school, you kind of know what they can do for you. But if this is your first time hearing about a mentorship program or having a mentor, this is a career mentorship program. What can they do for you? So again, going back to if you need help with your resume or cover letter, you can reach out to someone on the mentorship platform. If you need help prepping for an internship, whether you need help with like the interview process, mock interviews, or kind of what does that entail, you can go to a mentor on the platform as well. And different industries as well. So like I mentioned, we have 100+ mentors on the platform, from finance people to HR to health, really education, really anything that we might kind of be looking at, we have them on there. So you can reach out to a mentor. It doesn't mean that you're going to have a mentor for the rest of your life. You have options, whether you want a one-on-one meeting with them to kind of get to learn their work trajectory and what do they do, or you want like a 3-month mentorship with a certain mentor because you want to know and learn more about that. So again, you can reach out to a mentor. Doesn't mean that you want to do what they do, but maybe you just want to kind of get to know them and how they, and the steps that they took to get to where they are right now, right? And so with that being said, there are a couple of ways you can access, and I'll go into this a little bit. You can access through the student portal, you have to ask for you have to request it through the student portal, and then we'll give you the access. And once you have the access, then you'll go into the platform, which I will show you in a little bit. There's also an app that you can download on your phone to also have access to the mentorship platform. So with that being said, I am going to share my screen now, Nydia. So I can, perfect, thank you. All right, can everyone see my screen? I can get a thumbs up. Yep. Okay. So this is what it will look like. So you're going to log in. Again, there are a couple of steps, but you have to kind of create your account. Then you have your username and password. So with that said, let's say you already have your username and password. We're going to log in. And this is exactly what you're going to see on your end. So this is what it looks like. The first thing that you see is maybe based on your preference, because it will ask you questions about kind of what you want to study, what is your potential major, and all of these things. It'll kind of, based on your preference, suggest a couple of mentors on the platform, okay? Another thing, any messages that you have, you're going to view them on the upper right side of the screen. But let's say you want to kind of explore all the mentors that are on the platform. You just kind of want to see who's on here, because again, this is your first time viewing and looking at the mentorship platform. You're going to click on mentor on the left-hand side, right here. And then these are all of the profiles for all of the mentors, right? We have Dana. Dana lives in San Rafael, and her title and position is consultant, okay? We have Rocio. Rocio is career development program lead, and she lives in Sacramento. Let's see, we have Amari, who is a director of career development for athletics, right? So you have all of this information on here. Let's say that you want to learn a little bit more about Amari. You can click on their profile, and when you scroll down, you get to know more about Amari. So you get to know which school they attended, what was their major, their title and position, and which highly recommended for all of y'all to connect with them on LinkedIn as well. If you don't have one, you can create one, but we'll also show you in our webinar how to use your LinkedIn. And then all of the mentors on here get to write their own bio. So you can learn more about Amari by reading her bio, and all of the mentors here have a bio and areas for you to get to know them a little bit more. Now, let's say that you are interested in connecting with Amari. So now you have two options. The first option that you see here is to request a 90-day mentoring connection. This is because for the next three months, you want to get to know Amari, you want her help, or maybe you have an internship coming up and you need help on your resume, cover letter, how to interview, like all of these good things that you need before a job or an internship, right, when you apply. Or you're like, you know what, I don't want a 90-day mentoring connection with her. I just want to get to know her once and maybe have an informational interview. That's where you get to ask them questions about their work trajectory. So on the right-hand side, you're going to see a drop-down menu, and it says request one-time meeting, which you can do as well. You can request as many one-time meetings as you want, once you join, because you're just trying to kind of get to know people in the field. And again, these are professionals that have already done the steps to get to where they are, whether they got a bachelor's, a master, or a PhD. You can ask them what they did to get to where they are right now. So this is very simple and straightforward. Again, if you have questions, you can always email us and ask, and we can guide you what mentors are best for you. But this is what it is. So when you send them, let's say, a request to connect, you're going to write a personal message. You're going to say who you are, why are you reaching out to them, and what is your goal and what are you looking for when connecting with them. It could be like, oh, I just need help for someone to review my resume or cover letter, or just help on my career advice, which is completely fine as well. So again, I always say, help your future self by doing the job now, by connecting, because they're going to become part of your network. And again, when we talk about visioning, like envision yourself graduating college, even though it's a couple of years from now, but when you graduate college, you want to have a good network base that you can contact after you graduate, because maybe they can help you apply for a job. Maybe the company is the company that you want to go into the future, and maybe they have positions that they can help you apply to, or get prepped for, or maybe in another company. So again, grow your network by connecting with people now, and maybe these people become long-term mentors for you as well. So with that being said, let's say you're still, you want to know someone that's into finance instead of browsing the mentor. So what you can do is, here on the search field, you can type finance, for example, and let's see what comes up. So all of the mentors right here, Johnny is associate and an instructor in finance. Oscar Loyola is an analyst portfolio manager. Joey is portfolio evaluation analyst. So you can also look it up by topic instead of having to browse all these mentors, because sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming to see so many in one space. You can look up by either career or topic that you want to talk about. And if you don't see the person that you want to connect with, because you don't see your career on here, you can also reach out to other people that might have something similar or might have some knowledge in that as well. If you still don't know who you want to connect with, just reach out to us, and maybe we can work together on setting you up with a good mentor that connects to what you want to do. So that's how you connect with a mentor and search for mentor. If you want to learn more about one-time meetings and the past ones or future ones, you can always go to the left-hand side and view the one-time meetings that you have, the 90-day mentoring that you've requested, and the messages that you have had between both the mentor and the mentee. And then the other thing that I want to also highlight is that all of this is online and it's virtual. It's not in person. This career mentoring platform has something very, very similar to Zoom. So when you connect with a mentor and you and the mentor decide when to meet, how to meet, you're going to then set up a meeting in the platform, which is a video call to the mentor. Okay, so nothing is in person, everything is online, and it's 100% up to you and the mentor to set up a time and whatever works for you. If you want to meet once a month for the next year, that's completely up to you and the mentor. So again, it is set for you to schedule time to meet with a mentor. We don't want you all to think that you have to allocate a big amount of time for this. You just allocate whatever works for you and the mentor. And so with that being said, again, if you do want to join the mentorship platform, you have to go to the student portal and request access through there, and then we'll give you access, and then you'll have access to all of this goodness and all of this mentors on the platform that you can play around and explore. Again, want to make sure that you all understand that the mentorship program is not set to allocate a big amount of time. If you can't in the fall semester because you're super overwhelmed with classes and everything, that's completely fine. The mentorship program will be here for when you're ready. If you're ready, literally tomorrow, just go on the student portal, and then you can ask for access, and then we'll give you access. So again, it is for you to set up time whenever you're available and whenever your mentor is available as well. And with that being said, I'll pass it on to Rodrigo, who's going to go over tips for freshmen, for first-year college students.
All right, everyone. So
We're gonna explore some career tips that you can do on your first year of college so that you can make the most out of your first year. Slide, please. Yes. So we're gonna go over 5 tips that you can do in your first year. And as you can see, starting with the first one, you can get involved and network like a pro. So networking might be something that you are starting to learn, but really a big part of networking, it's as simply as getting involved in school activities and introduce yourself. We really recommend attending job fairs, visiting your campus career center, and even participating in any career event, because this will allow you to connect with other students and professors even, and that alone can open so many opportunities that you might have not found elsewhere. We also recommend joining clubs, sport teams, and even research opportunities, because that will expand your network even more, but it will also help you develop more skills like time management and even other skills like learning how to communicate through email. Those are essential skills that you're going to be using a lot later in life once you finish school. So our next tip will be building your resume and cover letter skills. It is not a bad idea to start working on your resume and things easier for you later, because you can create a standard resume draft and update it as you gain more experience throughout the years. And in terms of cover letter, you can start learning how to create compelling cover letters as early as now. And if you don't know where to start, you can always reach out to us, the Career Success team. But like I said, you can also visit the career centers at your campuses to get ahead of the game and really find your application materials so that you can stand out more when you apply to jobs. So, and another tip that we have would be to get an early start on your career exploration. So begin exploring your career interest as early as possible. And if you don't know what your career interest is, that's totally fine. You're not late, but use resources like career assessment, informational interviews with other people that you might be interested in, and even shadow opportunities like volunteering opportunities can give you a better insight into what other fields look like. So the more you explore other fields, the better it will be for you to decide which field you want to go once you finish school. So really start looking for internships, part-time jobs, and even research opportunities so that you get ahead of the game and know a little bit more about what you want to do once you finish school. I also want to mention too, and we've been saying this throughout the whole presentation, but don't forget to set up a LinkedIn profile account, because it's really important. And even I myself, like many other students, do it later in their education journey, just because they think that it's not as important as a resume and cover letter. But that's really not the case. LinkedIn profiles are as important, I will say, as cover letters and resumes. So if you start creating one now, you can get an early start, and as a resume, update the opportunities that you have and just make it easier for you once you decide to apply for jobs. So if you go on the next slide, please. All right, so we got the last 2 tips over here. And I mentioned this before too, but find opportunities. So actively search for internships and part-time jobs that fit your career goals. And even if they don't fit your career goals because you don't know what to do, then it will be even better because you can explore other fields. So I would recommend considering remote internships and opportunities near your campus, because that's something what I did when I was in college, and it all worked out for me. They're more convenient as a student, because we understand that you understand this too, that you're gonna have a busy schedule with the school. So having remote internships or opportunities in campus will be more flexible to you as a student. And to find all of these opportunities, you can subscribe to newsletters and even follow the school on social media to get ahead and see the opportunities that they offer for school and stay updated. And we also recommend, as I mentioned, balancing work and academic, because it is crucial to prioritize your education as well. But we don't want to forget about the future, which would be planning ahead for your career journey. And the next step which would be the last one, would be utilize the available resources. This is by far one of the most important tips that I could share here, because make full of all the resources available to you on campus and outside of campus as well. So visit, like I mentioned before, visit the Career Center for guidance in mock interviews and even career planning. But you can also visit outside resources like 10,000 Degrees to check out newsletter, try all the programs that we offer, and seek advice from other professionals out there. In terms of school, you can also seek advice from professors, counselors, and peer advisors that can help you learn more about what they do and what their experience was when they were students as well. So you can also stay informed in all of these opportunities by subscribing to newsletters of many other places. There are other organizations out there that help students and that also provide a lot of resources for you. And as I mentioned before, also follow the college social media, because it has becoming a trend to post job opportunities through social media. I saw a lot of those myself when I was in school, so it is a really good tip. And 100% don't forget to utilize the 10,000 Degrees resources. There are many out there. There's the Career Success Team, there is the fellows, and even all the other teams that are out there for you to provide more help. We're always there for you, and I will recommend 100% seeking advice from any of us. So in conclusion, you can do a lot of things during your first year to shape your future. So by getting involved, building essential skills, and exploring career paths, you'll set a solid foundation and long-term career success for yourself. So remember that each step you take will contribute to your future self, and be ready for once you finish school. Next slide. All right, so as we're closing down the presentation, we are just gonna share a few more resources for you guys. As we mentioned before, we have a career website. It's the same one that James demonstrated for you all, but here you can have a link and a QR code so that you can bookmark it on your phone. And since we're also sharing the slides with all of you, you can always go back, and the links are hyperlinked, so you can just click on it real quick. And then if you go on the next slide, you are also going to see all of the other opportunities that we share with y'all. We got a drop-down list, but realistically, they're all the same resources that you see on the left and the right too. You can always contact us through the student and alumni portal. We're there. We'll be under the Career Success tab. And on the next slide, that will be pretty much it for you. So if you could please take a minute to fill out the survey. I know it has been going around the whole presentation, but you can scan the QR code over there and select Transition to College. That will help us a lot for presentations. And like I mentioned before, if you got any questions and want to connect us, you can do so by the student portal. So that's it for us. Thank you so much for your time. And yeah, we hope to see you soon.